Hi friends, good evening to you all. I thought I'll make this video with the introduction of what happened today in uh, Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you see the chart here, I have merged Nifty and Bank Nifty. Uh, what I'll try and do is this is the Bank Nifty chart. If you see uh, today, and the candles are the Nifty candles. So we saw Nifty opened at somewhere at 16,505, went straight up. I was expecting some uh, retracement in, of course, Bank Nifty, which did happen. Uh, so considering that, sorry about that. So if you see, Nifty went straight up. In fact, it was about 1.9 to 2% up, whereas Bank Nifty actually moved up but did not uh, uh, maintain the high and came straight tumbling down. So that's the reason I named this video as "Why This Kolaveri." It's a very popular song, if you all know. And anyways, so let's look into what can happen tomorrow. Let me remove this chart now. One moment. So if you have any queries, please do ask. I would definitely be happy to uh, answer your queries today. Couple of queries I had answered, I think yesterday, and hope they have been helpful to our viewers. So how do I take this? Okay. So let's look at the option chart, option chain. Meanwhile, the open interest for tomorrow, how does it look? And also we will also share our view as per the charts. See, most of this analysis is we have done this prior, depending on the price action, and we are sharing this, but we are not sharing any trading views for the next day. We are just sharing our thoughts or possible trade setups for the next day. What we observed as per the open interest is Bank Nifty looks pretty weak, I would say, not bearish as such, but if you see the open interest and the PCR in Nifty, there's a high build up in 16,300 and the put writers are huge in 16,500. So these are the two major supports which could be for tomorrow, while the resistance could be 17,000, which is standing undivided. In fact, I think huge puts were written today in Nifty at 16,500 today. In fact, PCR went up to 1.6 in some point of the day and came down to 1.2. So because of high PCR, slightly the Nifty came down. Now let's look at Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, if you see, there is a huge return calls being written at 36,000. So there's a quite a huge of resistance Whereas when we look at supports or when we look at puts, there is no much. The heavy is 35,000. So anyways, what our view is according to Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow is that we are expecting a slight retracement in Bank Nifty. There is a possibility that we may test around 35,600. Even if you see the put which is written, it's around 35,500. Okay, so this is a one possibility that there's a slight retracement as per the charts. In fact, if you see here, there was a fall in Bank Nifty. There was a slight retracement up, could not retain, came down, and was trading quite flat in the last 1 hour or so. If you look at Nifty opened Nifty open was around 16,459. In fact, if you see open, it was equal to the low. So as per one of the strategies, they say whenever open is equal to low, you are buy, whenever open equals to high, it is sell. So if you see here, open was 16,461.05 and the low also was 16,461.05. So it went straight up, touched our targets 16,675, slightly came down, retest, tried to move up, made a low of 16,589 and then went straight up. For tomorrow, I see a good support here at 16,580 levels. We might possibly go short only below 16,454 for a target of 16,298. However, if you see the chart, let me hide this line so that it's okay. So if you see the charts, we can of course as per the chart, I think we can go long once the price is comfortably moving above 16,672, or if it tends to take a support at 16,590. Any bullish candle maybe above 16,628 or 16,666, we would go longs. As we had mentioned, we had given buys in Jubilant Food. We had given buy in SBI, Canara Bank. Yesterday we gave a buy in Tata Steel and I think Tata Motors and Tata Steel. Of course, we mentioned that certain prices we can look to buy or even go short. So let's look at Tata Steel once. What were the levels which we had shared yesterday? We had mentioned there's a kind of a triangle. Once whichever side it breaks, we can look at below 1035 we were looking to sell. However, it opened above our buy 1048 and made a high of 1064.5, and then was trading flat across the day. Tata Motors, on the other hand, I think opened positive. There was quite a bit of a selling pressure. However, it made a high of 445. If you ask whether Tata Motors will move up tomorrow, yes, we can look to buy above 444.5 for a possible target of, yes, we already have certain kind of resistance here, 450, 451 or 450. It also mentioned ITC to keep a watch on ITC. ITC Dow opened if I remember, it opened slightly above and then moved down towards our buy levels. So it is still in the buying range. We may see 300 levels in ITC in some time. If you see the chart here, it is having a good trend line support. However, it seems to be trading in quite a strong range. Any pullback up to 265 can be a buy with a slight resistance at 272. Add more once it is above 274 for a target of 300. Let's also meanwhile have a look at Nifty 50 stocks. Of course, there were some of the queries from viewers. How do I make a huge watch list? Whether my account is a premium account? Well, I will make a separate video on this. Infosys today almost made 5%. So I think if we see, looks like the IT stocks pulled majorly the Nifty up. If you see TCS, Wipro, all this were pretty strong. We gave a buy, in fact, in Infosys futures. If I remember, we gave a buy at 1502 at the open itself in futures with a target of 1512. It went much higher today. This is the spot, of course. Yeah, 150 above 1500. I had given a buy somewhere at 10 o'clock. Yes. So our target, initial target was 1512. It made a high of 1515. If you ask me whether Infosys can still move up, yes, the next target could be, if it is able to sustain 1500, the next level of target could be around 1550 in futures, with a stop loss of 1482. One can go long in futures. Let's look at Nifty 50 stocks. We will also look at the banking stocks, which were the low performance, because I think some stocks pulled Bank Nifty down, like Kotak pulled Bank Nifty down. In fact, you see, Nifty, if Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, TCS, Infosys were all contributors for Nifty today. Adani Port, in fact, made 5%. I am expecting Adani. If anybody has missed Adani Wilmar, you may think of going long in this. Looks like a good buy here entry coming up here. Now, of course, has been beaten up quite badly. There's not much of trading volumes if you see in this sector. However, I think on a long-term perspective, I think one can look to add this at 680 levels, 670 levels for a target of 780. Life insurance has shared its results. Let's look at the chart. Meanwhile, Life Insurance India I think it closed somewhere at 830, yeah, 836. So tomorrow with the results, it may tend to retest 810 levels and give us an opportunity to go long in this stock. A very good buy. I am expecting it to be entered at 750 if we can get. One may also look at Sun Pharma for the coming week. Has fallen pretty badly. If you look at the pattern, I think still more shorts to coming. So one may look to short this. Guys, quiet. One may look to short this for a target of 860, 840 levels. Steel sector, as I mentioned, let's stay away for some time. If our viewers do not have any queries, I would like to close here. You can also look at adding in Eicher Motors for a long-term perspective. Target for this would be around 3,500, maybe from 6 months to a year now. If you see, it has got a very good support at 2,170. So any pullback to 2,400 also is a very good to enter in this stock. So keep a watch on this stock and buy on every dip. If you look at the pattern here, okay. Kotak Mahindra Bank could have some retracement after this huge up move. One may expect 1,008 if it is Yeah, I think we can expect around 1860 levels in some time, and anybody who's keen to buy and hold this can look at entering this. If it is able to sustain above 1920, I think we may expect 2000 in the next uh, few weeks to a month, hopefully. Let's look at Dr. Reddy's also. I do not see anything much interesting in this stock as of now. However, if it sustains above 4,250, one may look to go long for a target of 5,600. Or if you see the price pattern, I am not finding it really great to enter as of now. We can expect this stock to possibly, if it is not able to sustain above 4250, we can expect to 3,560 levels. So I wouldn't want to add in until it sustains above 4,400 levels. Our viewers also were asking for any penny stocks. I had shared some penny stocks sometime last week. Let's look at some penny stocks in Nifty 500. Okay. Of course, Union Bank is also a good stock to add in. Jubilant Food, if one may remember, we had given a buy a few days back in the maybe I think Wednesday or Thursday. Today I gave a good rally. Our buy level was around 480, 490. A good breakout and up move. 640 is the next possible target on this stock. If Fujiwara Small Finance Bank is able to sustain above 17, one can look to buy long for target of 24 to 30 in this. One may also look at Infibeam, currently trading at 15. If it is able to sustain about 16-18 levels, 16-17 levels, I think we can look for a target of 28 to 30 in the next 6 months. Union Bank also can be looked to enter at the present levels for a target of 45 to 60. Of course, when we say 60, it needs to sustain above 45 to one may also look at Gale. Today made 13-14%. It's sorry, not Gale. Gujarat Ambuja Exponential. is has broken out its lifetime highs of 280. So one may also add this stock at 280 levels to 240, 230 for a target of 440. So thank you all for your time, for your patience. Please do like and share if you find our channel useful. Meanwhile, you can also join our Telegram, ask me queries. There was one query I think in one moment please. One of our viewers were asking their our views on ATGL. SYN Syngene. Okay, they were asked on two stocks. One is ATGL, this Attorney Total Gas, and Syngene. Syngene we are already given a buy last week. Anyways, let's look at ATGL. The stock also seems to have almost broken its lifetime highs. I'm expecting this to retest though it looks bullish for us. I'm expecting this to retrace 240 levels to 220. So one may look to buy this on pullbacks with a stop loss of 2040. Possible target of 2,950 to 3,000. One may also look to add Brigade. Previously I also had mentioned is a good buy at 430, and if it is able to sustain above this 440 levels, so good to add for a target of 540, 560. Let's look at Kolaveri seeds, how it has been performing. If you see, this has been trading slightly range boundish from couple of days. Took a good strong support at 500 levels, and seems to have a slight resistance at 580, 585. One may look to buy this for a target of 600. However, is a quite slow moving stock. Fundamentally pretty good, low depths. Looking if there is any news. May 31st for Rings India to ITDC, PCTC. I think these are the earnings. PTC. Normally I would avoid these stocks. Never trade during news. Okay, Kolaveri Seeds has consolidated net loss in the last physical. It is also, but however, seems to be sustaining. As I mentioned, this is a good stock. One may look to buy long. Our entries were at 520 earlier. I think we bought this last month somewhere at 520. Yeah. So made a high 620 and then it has come down. I think it is trying to break out this range. Once it gives a breakout of this range, we can expect this to move around 700 to 740. So stuck with this range for some time. Okay, anyways, we will see this tomorrow. Thank you all for your time. Good day, and I hope there's no more queries much. So I'm closing here for now. As I mentioned once again, tomorrow I'm expecting Bank Nifty to be slightly bearish. Market knows that we are all bullish as of now and may tend to make slight low, especially in the Bank Nifty. Nifty is sustaining. Let us hope it maintains its due course. Reliance, in fact, was pretty strong today. Uh, it opened somewhere at 2640, made a high of 2673. So, thank you. Good day. Take care.